It's mid-2024 and we're starting to see the marketplace for contractors' liability insurance continue to worsen as some major insurers are curtailing their writings of contractors while other insurers are just totally vacating the market. Why? What's causing many insurance companies to cut back on writing contractors' general liability, especially in downstate New York? I'm going to talk about this in just a minute. Hi, I'm Gordon Coyle. Welcome to my channel where we talk about the risk and insurance issues on the minds of business owners. As an expert business insurance broker, these videos are intended to help guide and educate decision makers to help make you a more informed insurance buyer. If I don't answer the question that's on your mind that brought you to this video, reach out and let's connect. I'd love to hear from you. Oh, and before I forget, in the description box below, there is a link to a guide we created for contractors on how to survive this crazy insurance marketplace in New York. Download it for free and let me know what you think. So, why is the market for contractors insurance further deteriorating? Much of the reason is due to the claim dollars paid out in what are commonly called labor law claims, or more accurately, third-party action over claims. If you're in the construction trade, you've heard these terms, and as a refresher, an action over claim simply is when a trade contractor's worker is injured on a commercial job. The injured worker collects workers' comp benefits, but then they sue the property owner or the GC for their grave injuries. The property owner or the GC passes that claim back to the trade contractor or the employer under an indemnity agreement the trade contractor signed, agreeing to hold the GC and property owner harmless from claims that may arise on the job. The trade contractor submits it to their insurance company, who must tender a defense to the claim and ultimately pay a settlement. The injured worker's claim should have been fully resolved under workers' compensation, but due to a unique twist in labor laws that only exist in New York, the worker can also seek remediation via the courts and usually obtain a large settlement. Due to the increasing frequency of these claims and the ever-increasing settlements, insurers in New York and surrounding states are charging more for trade contractors' general liability insurance than anywhere else in the country, way more. And now, as these insurers restrict their writings, we're only going to see rates escalate further and availability of insurance decrease. There's another problem that happens downstream from labor law claims, and that problem is fraud. Some trade contractors that are so frustrated by the high rates of liability insurance will commit insurance fraud by underreporting payrolls, misclassifying workers, or outright lying about their operations. Look, I get it. Many of these contractors are just trying to survive, so they think that a few white lies won't hurt anyone. So they take the chance and they don't truthfully report payrolls, operations, or exposures on their applications or their audits. This is a twofold problem. The first is that when the trade contractor is caught, and they will get caught, they could face stiff penalties, as insurance fraud is punishable by prison, monetary restitution, loss of license, or all of the above. Secondarily, when some contractors underpay their fair share of premiums into the system, it means that the legit contractors end up paying more to cover the claims that do happen. It's a vicious and expensive cycle that impacts hardworking contractors just trying to earn a living from their trade. The bottom line is that New York and now New Jersey contractors' liability insurance is a mess. So, what's the solution? Well, for many contractors, it means purchasing general liability that excludes action over claims. But this is seriously dangerous. If you're a 2 or 3 person trade contractor that doesn't do any commercial work and you're located in upstate New York, let's say, maybe this makes economic sense. But if you do any commercial work, you're putting yourself at serious risk. Why? Because if you purchase a policy excluding labor law claims and a claim of this nature does occur, you will have to defend yourself. And how are you going to do that? How will you defend yourself? Hire an attorney, which is expensive. And if you lose this suit, which is likely, how would you pay a 6 or 7 figure settlement out of pocket? And you just can't walk away from it or close up your corporation thinking that the corporate shield is going to protect you. Real life doesn't work that way. You are going to be held accountable. Now, I want to give you a word of caution. Many online insurance sellers and some insurance brokers will quote you a general liability policy that seems really well priced, but they don't disclose that action over claims are excluded. With the state of the insurance marketplace, you must be a savvy buyer. Don't buy on price alone. Ask a lot of questions, read the proposals thoroughly, and know what you're buying. If it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. I would specifically ask any broker or website that you get a quote from, does this include or exclude action over liability coverage? In my mind, regardless of the insurance market conditions, you need to think and act more proactively than maybe you have in the past. And this includes, first point is having a robust safety plan. And I'm not talking about a safety manual that you buy online and stick on a shelf. I'm talking about a commitment to safety that's reinforced daily on the job. It doesn't matter if you're a union electrical shop with 40 employees or a landscaper with 5 employees or anything in between. A safe operation with fewer claims will do better in the insurance market than a contractor with no plan. Second point, don't hire your next claim. In addition to safety, good hiring practices will help reduce worker injury claims. I know that the labor market is tight and it's difficult to find good workers, but if you don't have a proactive hiring strategy, which includes background checks, pre-employment physicals, drug testing, personality profile testing, all in compliance with state and federal and local laws, you're putting yourself at risk. Number 3, understand your risks. Before bidding on a job or signing a contract, understand the risks you're assuming and agreeing to. There may not be much you can do to negotiate away some of these risks, but too often I have spoken with contractors who won a job but didn't know they needed a $5 million umbrella policy, or that their GL policy that does exclude action over was no good and was going to cost way more than anticipated. Last point, be strategic when it comes to insurance shopping. Do not engage 2 or 3 insurance brokers to get your quotes. As I've mentioned, the marketplace is very limited. There are only a handful of insurers writing contractors in New York and New Jersey, so working with just one broker makes a lot more sense for several reasons. One, the one broker strategy puts more leverage in the hands of that broker to negotiate a better deal. Multiple brokers working on your account totally removes that leverage. Number 2, one broker can usually access all of the underwriters at the same time and provide the marketplace a more consistent submission, avoiding confusion and duplicate submissions to the same underwriters, which will lessen your chances of even getting a quote. Number 3, the one broker approach also simplifies your life, so you're answering questions and getting documents and information to just one person rather than 2 or 3. Here's the bottom line. The contractor's liability insurance market in New York is a mess, and it's going to be like this for a while. The only thing that's going to fix it, in my opinion, is the repeal of the Labor Law 240 and 241. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. That means you need to be much more strategic and aware of your business insurance. In the description box below is a link to a guidebook we created to help contractors gain a better understanding of the situation and how to get through it. Have questions or need my assistance? Reach out and let's connect. My contact info is also in the description box, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.